So you figured you need to make a video for your organization.
But it's the who, why, how. Everything that comes next that's got you a little bit
nervous. I'm Stu from Chuck Media, and over the last 15 years or so of making TV commercials, brand films, digital content, and documentaries, let me tell you, I have seen some things go wrong.
I'm Mel from Chuck, and we're here to let you in on the biggest mistakes companies make when hiring a video production company so that you don't have to.
So let's dive in.
Hi, Stu.
Hey.
So another, I guess, mistake that we see a lot of companies make is going with the big guys, right? They have that fancy office, those comfy chairs. It's tempting.
I like those chairs too.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not always great. It may seem like, okay, no, I'm not going to say bigger is better.
Say the joke. Melanie, say the joke.
It may seem like bigger is better, but not necessarily. Right?
Right. Yeah.
You would think that a bigger company has more resources, right? More people that are there to help you, which makes sense. And while that may be true, I think we're here to argue that sometimes, most times, working with a smaller agency actually has a lot of benefits, right? If I'm working with a really large company, sometimes we receive emails where, and I'm not exaggerating, there are like 5 to 10 people CC'd on an email, right?
Yeah.
And it can get really confusing because when I respond to an email to our contact and maybe our contact doesn't get back to me, right? Another person does, one of those many people who have been CC'd.
And like you've got to get someone up to speed, right? So you're like having to constantly just make sure whoever's on the chain is across what's going on.
Yeah. It's like you have to retell the story again and again.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that, right, when it's a smaller group of people. So it's really lovely to kind of know, okay, I'm talking to 2 or 3 people, and I know that every time I reach out to them, they already know the background. I don't have to go through all of that again. It makes it a lot easier. It makes it more productive. It makes it more efficient. It's overall just a more pleasant experience.
So I've sort of bounced around the agency world a little bit, but I've had some friends who've spent some significant time in some of the bigger agencies. So when a client is being wooed by the big agency and the comfy chairs and the beer tap in the communal area, and obviously the show reel looks mwah.
Yeah.
But they've got their A team working on the Audi spec, whereas it's everyone else who ends up working on the majority of the work. Whereas if you're working with a smaller agency, you get the A team every time and they're fully committed to the clients that they have because it is a smaller stable of clients and because they really want to impress and keep those clients happy.
I think it becomes more personal, right?
Totally. Yeah, it's like an actual relationship.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like I actually know your name, I know who you are, you know me, and you have a stake in it.
And that's something that one of our pharma clients sort of mentioned to me when we caught up for a coffee the other day. They were really appreciative that they weren't just getting bounced around, at 30 different team members, which had happened when they were at a larger agency. So there wasn't that continuity and there wasn't, that relationship,
That makes all the difference. Like you want to feel like you're their number one client. And with a smaller team, that is actually true every time. Not to mention, it's also more expensive.
They're more expensive.
Yeah.
That's a thing too. That's a consideration.
Elephant in the room.
So there's that margin because you're talking to the names on the facade when you walk through the door, right?
Exactly.
We don't have a facade.
We have our own thing, and it's great. We have T-shirts.